Kevin Spacey.
Oh.
Someone else said that. I don't believe it.
I do. Now
Oh,
you
yeah.
said it.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone
You're better
said
than
that
Frank
to me, which is very strange.
So we'll shoot for social media
Yeah.
and how to use technology. We'll shoot for that for next month. We always meet on the second Wednesday, 6 o'clock here. So we'll shoot for that, and then if we can't get that one, then we'll go to a different one. But what I have captured is social media, technology, partnering with other businesses, regulations, dealing with regulations specifically around food and cheese making, how you run a business in New York State, what makes that unique, how to set up for an audit, and for tax season, from CPA perspective, both legal and audits, how to come up with pricing, value pricing, when competing against a franchise, and then customer acquisition and retention, and then business model canvas.
Did you have one to add, Kathy?
Okay.
Yeah, that's quite a list.
Quick question, do you schedule these out? So,
We basically do the second Wednesday of every month.
but you do not know ahead of time what?
You know what, we haven't done that because we were, to be honest, we were sort of seeing what what Jeff said, and Val said, we'll open this up so long as people want to come and participate. And the same with this Southern Tier Startup Alliance. So they'll send somebody here as long as we have an audience. So we weren't really sure if we would have an audience out 6 months. So, I mean, just being straight about that. So, if everyone's like, yeah, this is it, I think we probably can schedule out and do that. It makes a lot of sense to do that.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, maybe I would really want to make sure I come to one of them and I can work around it, my schedule versus, you know what I mean? It'd be nice to be able to.
I'll do that.
Great. So I will kick off the next piece, and we'll do an abbreviated version. Open mic is for anybody who wants to stand here and talk about anything. We just ask that you keep it brief. Can be a pitch about a business idea. Can be a I have this stumbling block. Has anybody come across this? How do I fix it? Can be a I have a friend who's trying to do this business and you just want to promote it. Something along those lines. Whatever works for you. Just brevity is great. So my name is Lee. I own a landscape design and fine gardening company north of Ithaca, and I actually don't have thoughts that I want to circle around that. I have a how do I plan for 5 years from now what I want to do, because I'm sort of got to think about the future while I'm also in the middle of weeding somebody's bed today, so I've got to do something. So one of the things that I really would like to do is there is a nursery near me who is owned by a lovely old man who will at some point need to retire, and I would like to buy the facility and turn it into something amazing. It could be a nursery greenhouse business to do custom growing of anything, could be a custom container garden facility, could be a CSA, local farmers market, could have a florist shop. Basically, I wanted to center it around flowers. I love flowers and everything to do with them, and they make me happy, and wouldn't it be great to put a couple of those businesses that are similar to each other?
Wait, I got it.
She's got you covered.
I have you
I
covered.
know, but I have to move.
We love Lee. Wouldn't we like to have
To do your thing.
They should buy stomachs.
So anyhow, the thought was, I am business brained enough to help connect the dots for those things, and I have a piece of what that puzzle would be, but there's some other specialties, and so I would like to meet some people who have those specialties, either as a nursery grower, as a florist, as a designer, as someone who can work, any of those things. I would love to partner with them, and so I would like to meet people over the course of the next couple of years and sort of start seed planting, literally, to do that. So if you happen to know people in your life that might fit that bill or who might be ready to take on something like that, I would love to connect with them and just chat over coffee sometime. So that is my ask of you guys. So nice to meet you, and hopefully, who's the next one who wants to come up? We'll do the next pass baton. Go for it.
I don't lose my desire to stand up. So I'm Nancy. I have a cheese-making business that's approximately 10 years old, but I have been shut down for almost going on 3 years due to an FDA problem. And I think I'll get out of it. The main thing is it's been difficult to get cash. So right now I actually have a Kiva micro-lending loan going, and I need to get a certain number of local lenders, which is a minimum. The way this is set up, it's minimum $25 that goes to my local thing, and then they open it to their global community, at which point I get a 0% loan for 3 years. So it's a really good deal, but I need to get my people. So if you're interested, go to my Facebook page. It's Finger Lakes Farmstead Cheese. And it is a loan. There's a small donation that goes along with the loan that supports the Kiva organization. It's spelled K-I-V-A, but it's all in there. It's kind of a neat program because it's international, and once you get paid back, if you want a loan to there's tons of businesses, or it can be maybe some gap financing for some of you possibly. And personally, I feel like the regulatory question for a program might be kind of boring for most people, but that's just me.
Can you say the name again?
Finger Lakes, 2 words, Finger Lakes Farmstead Cheese. It's a lovely
And what kind of
picture.
cheese is it?
I was making Gouda. I plan to make Gouda again, but some other stuff too, like blue. I have really tons of ideas. Lots of ideas for things I could do, but I need to get restarted. I need to get back in business.
Now, I know Wegmans started their cave cheese locations, and I think Corning is going to become one of those. So I don't know who you could talk to, but that might be.
I actually was in a meeting. I'm close to Cornell, and I'm a Cornell alum, which is helpful. I was in a meeting with Wegmans, Whole Foods, Murray's from New York City. I mean, I have the connections. I just don't have the product right now. I actually, the week I got shut down, I just had a brand new account with Whole Foods. So, yeah, it was bad timing. I'm more than happy if somebody has like lots of time, wants to buy me a beer, I will tell you the whole thing. Well, it might take 3 or 4. But it's been frustrating, but I think I'll get there, and I'm out in Mecklenburg. I think it's a good business for the location. It's good business for the region. I think I've got all the pieces in place. I just need to get the cash, and because of the nature of the incident, it froze all my assets.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm in personally and business-wise in a very difficult position, but once I get out of it, it should be good to go.
I know that since I'm part of the incubator, there is talks about an agriculture incubator. So I'll get your contact information. My bosses might have something that you could benefit from their knowledge, the incubator, the agriculture incubator that isn't brick and mortar yet, but I mean,
well, and I've spoken with Judy before, and actually I'm on her calendar for next week. But I have really lots of ideas. I think there's lots of ways I can use my experience to help other people in the region, or even, I have actually my degree is sort of in international development, so I have some interest that way too. But yeah, help me out if you can.
All right, next.
Thank you.
Next.
I actually really want to hear about you guys. Yeah.
In front of everybody?
Yeah, you did. Oh, okay, yes. You can, Tony said yes.
You can do it.
You can go up. Let's give her a hand.
This is Heather French, I'm Sarah French. We just opened a salon in Watkins. It actually used to be a barber shop in the 70s, 80s, 60s. So it's pretty cool. So there's a lot of history in the building that we are in. So far, we both are adults, obviously. We started our lives, and we decided to go back to school, and it was the right timing. It was an 18-month program through BOCES, very long. In the meantime, we had babies, started families, so it was a struggle to get where we are now. But finally, we opened our doors, have our dream salon. We have met amazing people. We've met cancer patients. They're losing their hair, so we're trying to give them styles that will help them with that process. We have people that are battling alopecia for the rest of their lives. So there's lots of things that we would like to do in the future, like micropigmentation, microbalding, just to help with that process, because our hair means everything to us. Can you imagine?
Especially as women.
Yes.
Our hair really is everything.
We have a lot of children that come in their first haircuts. So it's amazing that we get to meet and coach these kids, and they have a pair of scissors or trimmers up in their face. They're scared of scissors. So it's nice to be able to get them to be okay and trust you and to be able to cut their hair. I had a lady yesterday, was amazing. She is battling depression big time. She has a million things that are going wrong in her life, and then on top of it, found out that her nephew is gonna be passing away soon, has some small children. So she canceled her appointment. I said, okay, that's fine. Then all of a sudden she showed up at my door. I still had her window open. And I did her highlight and her cut. She left there, I mean, this is a 6-year-old woman left there doing circles. She was so happy. It completely changed her day and hopefully the next couple weeks of her life.
Now, where are you and when did you open?
We opened about 6 months ago and we are right next door to Landon's and Cabot Castles. We are next, like, Susanna's quilt
I'm
shop.
sorry, spelling's down on us.
It's okay.
It's Jimmy's Barber Shop. It used to be Jimmy Chacon's Barber Shop.
Actually, it's Tony, yeah, it was Tony's. Jimmy's was in the small spot, right next door.
Right, medium.
So, yep, his dad, Tony, we are actually in his original barber shop. So we have a ton of men that come in, you know, in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and they're like, I had my first hot shave here. And of course now there's like big chandeliers hanging up. It's very girly, but they still come in, they love it. So.
I wonder why men come into your salon. What's that all about?
But we do want to, you know, get bigger as we, I mean, right now we're brand new. We're still building trust, building a clientele. We're basically word of mouth. Our biggest advertising right now is Facebook, actually. Posting pictures, before and after pictures, people will be like, oh, I saw this color, you know, I had to call you and see what you could do, which was awesome that, one, it's free, and for two, that people are seeing it. But we do want to get bigger. We would like to, we love our area that we are right now, but to get bigger, like in the front of our building where Cabot's Castles are, if they ever change, like to be in that part would be amazing. We have the most awesome landlords, shoemakers. I don't know if anyone knows them. They've been great to us. But we also want to do a mobile salon, and not just any like type of mobile salon, but we want to do like, our mom's really big into vintage campers. So we'd like to do an actual replica of the salon in a vintage camper. Stroll up to weddings with 10+ women and just have them come in our doors and different atmosphere and make them feel good, and to go to nursing homes and have them come outside to us, because I know a lot of nursing homes have this small little box, you know, table that you can do their hair. It'd be nice for them to get out of those doors and to actually come to a different place. Or like little girls' birthday parties, you know, we come to them and they just get their hair done, no color or anything, but just like, they love glitter and, you know, flowers in their hair, so it's been a lot of fun.
I don't know the last time I heard hair being described to create such emotional response.
Yeah.
That was really well done. Really? Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff we want to do, but unfortunately we're just starting, so we got to start right here and then slowly build our way up. But like we said, we're in our 30s, so we're definitely.
Congratulations for entering the entrepreneurial world. Next, we have new people.
This is your chance to stand up and say.
We did our thing.
You need to say more.
Actually, who's this?
Mike.
Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
We want to hear you, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have words later.
So, hey, I'm Mike Welty. I'm a software developer and I guess tech entrepreneur. I'm interested in everything tech to the point where I spend way too much on tech. But anyways, I guess I'm interested in these talks because I've looked at starting a company a couple different times now. I haven't actually kicked anything off, but there's been about 3 or 4 really, really close phone calls where I'm like, nah, I'm gonna back away. So I think I'm gonna keep throwing balls at the wall and see if something sticks. And I'm hoping to, I guess, just learn more about starting companies, particularly in New York, and also looking at any and all tech opportunities around this area.
What kind of tech specifically?
All of it.
Oh, no, anything, no.
Pretty much all of it. I mean, I have a 3D printer. I have a $3,000 or $4,000 PC that I've worked on. That's essentially a server. It's bigger than the server at my company, actually. A lot of, like, I've done web page design, I've done back end design, I've done all kinds of stuff.
What would you like to do? If you could picture the
I wanna-
perfect geeky day, what would it be?
I want to work at Red Hat eventually.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
You gonna work at it, you wanna put them out of business?
Either
I don't
or.
even know what it is actually.
Yeah, it's one of the largest Linux distro companies and one of the best tech companies.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Ksenia and I'm the owner of VII Studio. It's a luxury portrait studio. I specialize in beauty photography for women and personal branding. I have a brochure with me, so if anyone's interested, I can cover my photos. And I guess my ask for today is if you know of yourself, if you need personal branding shots, or you know women who have been photographed before, not completely happy with their photographs, and they're looking for a complete experience, to just give my contact information to them. I'd love to meet them for coffee and just tell about what I do. So I offer this complete experience to ensure that the photographs are absolutely amazing. I do pre-consult, I do wardrobe consultation at the client's home where I come in and we'll pick out the pieces that you're gonna wear during the photo shoot. I'm gonna ask you about how you want to be photographed, and I guarantee through posing and light that I create in my studio that you're gonna feel beautiful and confident. I've only been doing this for 4 months, but it's my absolute passion. My previous career was in finance, so I absolutely love what I do.
That's a big switch.
I actually worked with hair and makeup stylists, so you know that's an idea for you guys. So I have someone who comes in and does complete makeover for my client in the morning of the photo shoot, and I provide before and after photos to my hairstylist. So it's a great partnership that we have. Another ask is I currently partner with another business and I photograph at Nora Bloom Salon in Ithaca downtown. So what I do, I come in every Sunday, my husband and I move all their furniture and I set up my studio. I do 6 hours of photo shoot and then we wrap up and we put all the little candles and everything there. So it's a wonderful space, but I would love to have my own space. And I haven't found it in Ithaca, so I'm looking at spaces around. What I need is, just a large room with large, tall ceilings and big windows. That's pretty much it. And it has to have kind of a nice bathroom because, for my clients to change and everything. So if you know of anyone who'll be, and I want a short-term lease, so I want a 6-month lease. I don't want to commit to a year yet. So if, anyone can help me out, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so how do we find you?
VerdiStudio.com, VERDI Studio, SN.
That's you in the front show.
No, it's one of my clients.
Beautiful.
This is me.
A message board or something where people can, if they are here, can put their contact information and business name and
Go,
email.
Megan.
Yeah, so we have a Facebook group. I actually put a paper out by the sign-up sheet, and that has the link and everything on it. There should also be a link on the scoped page, but it's an open group, so anyone can post whatever they want in that group.
So, yeah. That's awesome. All right.
So I am Ashley Madison, and I am currently the office manager of Incubator Works. I started 7 months ago, and when the position was brought to me, my now boss said, "You know what an incubator is?" So this goes along with branding and positioning because, of course, I said, well, I know what the term incubator means. Now I know what the business term incubator means. So we incubate startup companies. We predominantly work with manufacturing companies, but the great thing about us is we are non-for-profit as well as nonprofit. And so because we are non-for-profit, we are a wealth of knowledge and give lots of free information. So we are part of the Southern Tier Startup Alliance Network. So although we deal with manufacturing, we love our entrepreneurs, and all of these things are so exciting to me. You, with your tech information, I want to link you with my boss, Alan. So we have the incubator and Painted Post. Our anchor tenant is Corny Incorporated, which allows us to stay afloat until we get a new incubated tenant in that location.